Sonic, I really wanted to get the Chaos Emeralds today, but someone else came and took them. Big Sonic, I'm so angry and right now and so upset. I wanted to get the Chaos Emeralds, but someone else took them, and I'm so pissed off right now, Big Sonic. I'm really angry and mad at the world right now, Big Sonic. I wanted to get those Chaos Emeralds, but someone else took them before me. What's going on, Big Sonic? I wanted those Chaos Emeralds, but someone else took them before me. Why is this, Big Sonic? Well, Small Sonic, other people want what you want. We all have our wants and desires, and sometimes a lot of us, people and other creatures that have consciousnesses and stuff, we typically want the same things, and we want like stuff that's very rare and hard to get and stuff. And there's like resources are limited, and whoever gets there first gets it and stuff. The early bird gets the worm. I can go on and on. That someone else got those Chaos Emeralds, Small Sonic, and because they wanted it and they worked harder for it and they got it and you didn't and stuff. And that's sort of your own fault now, isn't it, Small Sonic? Big Sonic, is that fair that I wanted to get those Chaos Emeralds, but someone else took those Chaos Emeralds and now I don't have anything? Is that fair, Big Sonic? I just feel like I'm empty-handed. I'm lonely now as well. I don't have those Chaos Emeralds with me to comfort me. I just feel so empty without them. Why this isn't fair, Big Sonic? Well, life isn't fair, Small Sonic. The Chaos Emeralds, so many people and types of things want the Chaos Emeralds, Small Sonic. Other people want the Chaos Emeralds too, and you just simply didn't work hard enough, or you weren't fast enough, or something similar. Everyone wants those types of things. Chaos Emeralds, these luxury items. Everyone wants these types of things. Only a couple of us can get these types of things, Small Sonic. Small Sonic, only a couple of us can get these types of things, Small Sonic. The luxury items, the Chaos Emeralds, only a couple of us can get these types of things, Small Sonic. Just because you want it doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to get it before you and stuff. Your wants and desires and stuff, we all have our own, like millions of people have their own types of wants and desires. You simply didn't work hard enough, you weren't fast enough, and somebody else just, quite frankly, they just got there before you and they took the Chaos Emeralds. The early bird gets the worm. Life is like a race, the fastest person is going to win, etc. and stuff. I can go on and on. The early bird gets the worm. Life is like a race. Life is like a competition. Whoever is the fastest and strongest is going to get what they want, and you're just going to be left in the dust. And that's sort of partially on you, Small Sonic. Big Sonic, I'm so upset right now and angry at the world. I really wanted those Chaos Emeralds, but some other person took it, and now I'm just empty-handed. I don't know what to do, Big Sonic. I'm Small Sonic, by the way, but anyway, I feel so empty-handed. I'm so angry at the world. Why? What's going on, Big Sonic? Small Sonic, again. The early bird gets the worm. Life is like a race. The fastest person is going to win. Life is like a competition. The strongest person is going to win, etc. and etc. And someone else wanted those Chaos Emeralds and they got there before you. And that's sort of very unfortunate, but that's just how life is. Life is very unfortunate. Life is kind of unrelentless. Life is like not what you want it to be and stuff. Who the fastest person wins the race. The early bird gets the worm. The strongest person wins the powerlifting competition. All these sorts of things are true, and you can't really do anything about this, Small Sonic. You simply weren't fast enough. You weren't smart enough. You weren't strong enough to get those Chaos Emeralds, and someone else was smarter, stronger, faster, and they got it before you. The early bird gets the worm. The fastest person wins the race. I can go on and on. Big Sonic, is that fair though that I wanted those Chaos Emeralds and someone else got them before me? Is that fair, Big Sonic? Is that fair, Big Sonic? I wanted those Chaos Emeralds and someone else got them before me, Big Sonic. Is that fair, Big Sonic? I wanted those Chaos Emeralds, but someone else got them before me. I'm so pissed off right now. I'm so angry at the world. I wanted those Chaos Emeralds, but someone else got them before me, Big Sonic. Is that fair, Big Sonic? Small Sonic, life isn't fair again. Just because you want something doesn't mean you're going to get it. If you aren't fast enough, strong enough, smart enough, you're not going to get what you want. As simple as the early bird gets the worm, the fastest person wins the race, the strongest person wins the powerlifting competition. I can go on and on. This is just how the world works, and you can't really complain too much about this. Okay, Big Sonic, but is it fair? I wanted those Chaos Emeralds and someone else got them before me. I'm just so pissed off right now. Is it fair that someone else took those Chaos Emeralds and before me and etc. and stuff from Big Sonic? Small Sonic, life isn't fair. The fastest person wins the race. The strongest person wins the powerlifting competition. You know, the early bird gets the worm. Life just isn't fair and stuff, and you can't really complain about that too much. Okay, Big Sonic, I'm still pissed off, but I'm gonna go and think about this anyway. But thanks for your sort of your meaningful insights and your contributions to this discussion and etc. And I'm just gonna kind of think about this very carefully now. All right, goodbye, Small Sonic. Anyway, you know, I don't need to say too much now. I should probably go as well. Da da da. The topic of this video is going to be about the fact that you need to be selfish. Be selfish. Be selfish. The topic of this video is going to be about how you should, quite frankly, be selfish. Obviously, I'm not telling you to be a dickhead and to not be like caring of other people and stuff and their feelings and emotions. I'm not telling you to be a dickhead, but be selfish in regards to like your own mission, purpose, agenda and stuff like that, and your own interests. Be selfish. Don't be a dickhead. There's a big difference. Obviously there's a difference, obviously, but still you can maybe like being selfish, you could see that as being a dickhead, I don't know. But your own mission, purpose, agenda, interests, all these types of things, that should come before anyone else, any other type of person. Obviously, I'm not telling you that you should be a dickhead and you should not care about anyone else and their feelings and emotions and whatever, but be selfish. What do I exactly mean by this? You know, like if you're in like a shop and there's like, you want like something, but there's only a limited stock and there's only one particular item left of that limited stock and someone else is going to get it before you. Why would you let the other person get it before you? You don't need to be like a pushover. You be selfish. Take that thing that you want. Put yourself above other people. I'm not saying you should be a dickhead and you should like kind of poke into other people, make them feel like emotionally devastated and sad and angry at you or something similar. You just, I don't know, maybe you like you go, someone's walking by and you just spit your food on their face. I don't know. Don't be a dickhead. I'm saying be selfish though, in regards to like getting what you want and your agenda, your mission, your purpose. If you aren't going to be selfish in this way, in this type of way, in this regard, you're going to be a pushover, and other people, they're going to stomp all over you and you're not going to accomplish anything in your life. I'm telling you, be selfish. Your own mission, purpose, agenda, that needs to come before anything else, anyone else. Be selfish, be selfish. Don't be a push, because if you aren't selfish, you're going to be a pushover. Other people are going to stomp all over you. You're not going to get what you want. You're constantly going to be belittled and stuff and pushed to the back, and you're not going to get what you want. Be selfish. No, don't be a dickhead. You don't need to like be a dickhead. You don't need to like not care about other people's feelings and emotions, and I can go on and on, but be selfish. Put yourself ahead of other people and etc. Don't be a dickhead. There's a big difference. When I say selfish, I don't mean like you need to like literally go outside and start hitting people and spitting on their face or something like this. That's like a dickhead. I mean, be selfish, like as in your own interests, mission, purpose, agenda and stuff like that. That should come before anyone else. Any person, any type of organization, agency, whatever. You need to push yourself above everyone else. Get what you want. Get your own goals completed and accomplished. Don't let anyone else come in and take anything away from you. So important. Obviously, you're going to be kind of a little bit maybe lost on what I'm trying to get at. I'm saying that you should be selfish, not as in like you go outside and you start spitting on people's faces and you start like, I don't know, being a dickhead and you start causing a lot of trouble and problems for other people. That's not what I mean by be selfish. Because typically, like when I say be selfish, a lot of you are going to say, well, why should I be like that? Why do you want me to be like sort of like a dickhead? I'm not saying you should be a dickhead and you should go outside and stuff and start spitting on other people's faces and breaking other people's things and stuff like that. I don't mean be a dickhead. Be selfish in regards to like you have your own purpose, mission, agenda, interest. That should come before anyone else. And you should do whatever is in your means to accomplish your goals, mission, purpose, whatever. If you don't be if you aren't going to be selfish, you're going to get pushed. You're going to be stomped over. Other people, they're just going to walk all over you. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get anywhere in this world. Be selfish. Don't be a dumbass. You're going to be thinking, oh, is this guy telling me to be a dickhead? Why do you want me to turn into like a douchebag, dickhead, cunt person? No. Be selfish. There's a big difference between like caring about your own agenda, purpose, mission, interest and stuff like that, and being like kind of a piece of shit that goes around outside and spits on other people's face and kicks their people's doors in and stuff and yells at them and stuff like this. I'm not telling you to turn into a dickhead or a cunt or a piece of shit or a douchebag. I'm saying
Be selfish in regards to getting what, in regards to your mission, getting what you want, your interests and your agendas and your missions and purpose. All of this needs to come before anyone else. If you're not going to like agree to this, then you're going to get stepped on, you're going to get like walked all over, you're going to get pushed over and stuff. Again, big difference. Don't be a dickhead, don't be a piece of shit cunt that goes around outside and spits on other people, makes other people's lives miserable. You don't need to be like a dickhead cunt, but you should make things happen in your favor, if you know what I mean. That doesn't mean, obviously, you're going to have to like maybe manipulate other people for your own benefit. I know that sounds so snaky and cunty and dickish, that like, I'm telling you to like, you should manipulate other people for your own benefits and agenda and interests. Maybe you should do that, because we do that all the time. You know that we all try and do that all the time. We all manipulate each other for our own agendas, interests, and purposes and missions and whatever. You don't believe, you're not going to agree to this, but it's so true if you carefully analyze our behavior, human behavior. If you like think about it very carefully, us human beings, we do tend to manipulate each other for our own purposes and agendas and missions and stuff. It's in so many different slight ways. You're not going to agree to this. You're going to be very contentious and maybe not really wanting to accept everything I'm saying right now, but think about it very carefully. We do tend to manipulate each other for our own purposes, missions, agendas, interests, in so many different slight ways. I'll give you like so many examples of this. I'll give you like one example, not so many. I don't want to be a dumbass, make this video 2 hours long. You know, like you go to the shop and the shopkeeper, sometimes a lot of us, we try and barter for what we want, especially if you're from Turkey or some other type of country that's not in the West. Maybe not in the West, because in Europe and in America and Canada and stuff like that, Australia maybe, I don't know. I don't want to think about Australia, by the way. Anyway, we obviously, when you go to a shop, everything, the prices are sort of fixed. But if like Turkey and countries like Turkey and stuff like that, if you go into like the market areas, we can barter. You can like kind of manipulate like the shopkeeper, and he can like kind of bring the price down if you talk to him very nicely. That's kind of like a perfect example. That's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Us human beings, we manipulate each other all the time for our own benefits, agendas, interests, etc., and stuff, and missions, purposes. We always manipulate each other and stuff. Is that necessarily wrong? Is that bad? I don't believe so. Because I mean, good and bad, all this is it's in the minds of us human beings. Good and bad is not like out there in the objective world. So it's kind of all of that. Talking about morality in this type of way is kind of pointless and stupid anyway. But yeah, be selfish. Don't be a dickhead. Obviously, there's a difference. What are you saying? You said that I should manipulate people for my own benefits and interests and stuff. Do that. You should. Actually, maybe you should sort of be a dickhead. I don't know. Be if you're going to manipulate people, be at least a little bit smart about it. Don't spit on other people's face. That's what I mean by don't be a dickhead. Don't go outside spitting on other people's face and kicking people's doors and then making people uncomfortable and stuff like that. Don't be a dumbass. Don't be a dickhead, cunt, douchebag person like this. But when you're like in like a shop, you're obviously maybe if you can, if you're like, especially if you're from countries like Turkey, you can barter and stuff. You're obviously going to want the shopkeeper to bring the price down so you can get what you want. Obviously, that's kind of like the perfect analogy. Us human beings, we always tend to manipulate each other for our own personal agendas, interests, missions, purpose, whatever. We always love manipulating each other for selfish reasons and stuff. That doesn't mean that. Obviously, that doesn't mean that that does not mean that like good and bad, all this type of stuff. We're evil people. Like if you manipulate someone for your own purpose and agenda and mission and interest, you're evil, you're bad and stuff. That's because obviously good and bad, all this more morality stuff is just all in our heads. It's not out there in the objective world. So again, morality, talking about it in this type of way is kind of meaningless and stupid. But I don't want to keep dwelling on the same points. Yeah. Anyway, manipulate. Be selfish. Your own purpose, mission, agenda, interest should be above anyone and any person or anything. Don't be dumb. If you aren't going to be selfish, you're going to get walked all over. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to accomplish your mission, goal, and purpose at all, because other people are going to get in your way. You're not going to agree to this. Life is a race. Life is like a race. Life is like a competition. The fastest person is going to win the race. The strongest person is going to win the competition. You know what I mean? You have to be selfish. You have to put yourself above other people. If you don't do that, you're going to get walked over. People are going to take what they can from you. You're going to be pushed over. You're going to be pushed into and stuff. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to be like experiencing hell on earth. Be selfish. Maybe you should be a dickhead. I'm telling you not to be a dickhead, because when I say be selfish, a lot of you are going to probably take it like, oh, I can just go outside and spit on other people's faces and stuff and nothing's going to happen to me. Maybe you might think like that. I don't know. Be selfish. Not in that type of way, but if you want to be like that, okay, fair enough. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna have to like be ready to carry the consequences, because some other people, they're gonna start to like get angry at you, and they're gonna probably want to punch your face in. So if you want to be like that, if you want to go outside and spit on other people's faces, maybe do that. I don't know. You gotta get ready to carry the weight of your actions and the consequences of your actions. It's blah blah blah. Be selfish, not in the way that you would like to think. I don't mean like maybe you to be like some type of piece of shit and you go outside spitting on other people's face, blah blah blah. But I'm kind of dwelling on the same points. But I mean like be selfish in the way, in regards to like your own mission, agenda, purpose, interest. That should be above anyone and anything else. Period. Don't let anyone come in the way. If something's in the way, you need to get it out of the way or manipulate it for your own benefits and favor. I mean, we do, us human beings, we've been doing this like forever. Like look at all of human history. We all like, isn't it kind of weird? We always like, we only remember like all the conquerors, the warlords. We don't remember like the peasants. Isn't that kind of very interesting? Genghis Khan. We remember Genghis Khan, but we don't remember like the individual Mongol soldiers and warriors. We don't even know their names. We only remember Genghis Khan. Why is it? Because Genghis Khan, he put himself above everyone else, and that's why he's remembered. That's why he wasn't just forgotten about. That's why he was able to build like the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan, he put himself above other people. He thought of himself as being superior and stuff, and he pushed other people out of the way. If someone was in his path, Genghis Khan would remove that person from his path, and he would just continue like building up the Mongol Empire. That's why Genghis Khan is remembered. He wasn't like a bitch, basically. Be selfish, don't be a bitch. Look at, like, analyze the Mongol conquest, Mongol history and stuff. Genghis Khan, right? He wasn't a bitch. He wasn't a pushover. That's why he's remembered. Isn't that very funny and ironic and sad and tragic? Why don't we remember the other, like the individual Mongol soldiers? Why do we only remember Genghis Khan? Because Genghis Khan put himself above everyone else. And that's why he succeeded in building the Mongol Empire. Look at like the history of like human history. All the conquerors, they just did what they wanted, and they got what they want, and they managed to improve and like to expand their empires and stuff, and they became very wealthy and successful and stuff, and they were remembered afterwards as well. All of this stuff. It should teach you a very important lesson, right? That you should be selfish. You should not be a pushover. You should not be a bitch. Maybe a lot of you will be like, I don't need to be selfish. I can be selfless. I can be like a monk. I can like help other people and stuff. Why are you telling me to be selfish? You can't help other people. Fair enough. You don't need to be like a complete dickhead person. But I'm saying that if you don't like put your own agenda, mission, interests above other people and other things and other like types of things and entities and blah blah blah, you're just going to get walked all over. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to accomplish your mission, purpose, agenda, interests. Other people are going to get what they want before you do. And I can go on and on. Yeah, be selfish. Don't be a dickhead. Don't go outside spitting on other people's face and etc. and being like kind of making other people's lives miserable. Don't be like that. But put your own mission, purpose, agenda, interests above everyone else. Look at Genghis Khan. Analyze the Mongol history. Why is it that we remember Genghis Khan but not the individual Mongol soldiers? Isn't that very interesting? We always remember like the brutal warlord conquerors, the warlords, the conquerors, these types of people that went around and they just took land for themselves and stuff, and they built like an empire. Isn't that kind of interesting? Isn't that very, very interesting? Like the Mongols. Imagine if Genghis Khan. Imagine if he was like he wasn't selfish. Imagine if he was just like he let other people walk all over him. Isn't that like, picture that? Imagine that. If Genghis Khan, he wasn't selfish, the Mongolian people, they would have not spread across Eurasia, wouldn't they? They would have not built like the Mongol Empire up. The Mongols, they would have been kind of, maybe they most likely would have been like conquered by the Chinese, very likely, or by the Russians later on, maybe, I don't know, or by maybe the Iranians and stuff, and people from the Middle East. Other people might have conquered the Mongols, not the other way around. That's sort of like, it's sort of like eat or be eaten, you know what I mean? Sort of like this, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like you eat or you be eaten, sort of something like that, some type of similar principle. Like be selfish. If you're not going to be selfish, you're going to get walked all over. People, they're going to take what they want from you. They're not going to allow you to have the opportunity to be successful. They're going to push over you and stuff, and they're going to put themselves ahead of you and stuff, and etc. And I can go on and on. Be selfish. Be selfish. You're going to be contentious. Obviously, you are going to be contentious. I don't need to like, if you're going to be contentious, fair enough. I don't know. If you're going to be contentious, maybe you don't want to be selfish. I don't know. Isn't it? Like, come on, we all are. We all want things, don't we? We like, only a couple of us like can get the really nice things. Isn't that kind of very sad? Be selfish. Look at like Genghis Khan's life. Genghis Khan, the Mongols, very interesting people. But you know, if Genghis Khan wasn't selfish, he wouldn't be remembered at all. You would not even know he existed as a person, as a historical figure way back when he was alive. if Genghis Khan wasn't selfish. Isn't that very interesting? If Genghis Khan wasn't selfish, you would not even remember him, would you? Would you not? Would you not remember him? He would have just been forgotten about. The Mongolian people, they probably would have been conquered by the Chinese if they weren't selfish and looking out for their own interests and stuff like that. So that should teach you like such a very important lesson, that you should be selfish. You should put yourself above other people. This type of advice is gonna be so inflammatory and controversial because we live in like a very like hospitable society now, and other people that like people everyone's like telling you to be nice and stuff and not to be a dickhead cunt. But you know, being nice, it doesn't really get you anywhere meaningful. Genghis Khan, obviously a lot of you be like, well, Genghis Khan was born into like a very horrendous time period. We don't need to be like him now in our modern time period. I don't know. All of this is like subjective, but in my opinion, you know, again, Genghis Khan, if he wasn't selfish, we would not even know he existed. The Mongolian people probably would have been conquered by the Chinese or someone else, or the Russians or Iranians or people from neighboring territories. I don't know. So be selfish. Don't be a pushover. Don't be a pushover, basically. Yeah. Don't be a pushover. Be selfish. Put yourself above other people. Obviously, I'm not telling you that you need to be like a dickhead. Or maybe you want to be a dickhead. If you want to be a dickhead, I don't know, maybe you can be a dickhead. You can go around spitting on other people's faces and stuff and doing things that are not decent and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. You're going to have to get ready to carry the weight of your actions though. Anyway, that's kind of off topic, but Genghis Khan, so perfect example. If Genghis Khan was not selfish, he would not be remembered. The Mongolian people probably would have been conquered by the Chinese or by someone else very close by. You know, eat or be eaten, sort of that type of principle. If you aren't going to be selfish, you're going to get pushed over, you're going to be walked over, you're going to be stepped on and stuff. I'm not even kidding around. You will notice, like, go into the city center area, all these, like, so many people there, they all, like, I don't know, it's like a competition. You can feel so much aggression from people. Maybe not necessarily like when you're like inside your house, but when you're outside, you especially when you're in like very like feel like cities that are like very well populated, you feel like the competition, the drive, so many other people, they're trying to take things from you and stuff. You can feel like that type of competition and the aggression from other people that's coming onto you and stuff. It's very quite terrifying indeed. Like this is so important for you to like understand, right? That life sort of is like a competition, right? Life is like a competition. Life is like a race. The fastest, strongest person's going to win. Genghis Khan, if Genghis Khan was not selfish, if he didn't put himself above other people, he would have not been remembered. The Mongolian people probably again would have been conquered by the Chinese or someone else nearby. Be selfish. Don't be a dickhead. You don't need to be a dickhead. I'm not telling you to be a dickhead, but be selfish. Your own personal mission, agenda, purpose, interest, that should come before anyone else, anyone or anything. Be selfish. Don't be a dickhead. Be selfish. Make sure you're looking out for your own purpose, mission, agenda, interests. This type of advice is kind of very inflammatory. It's quite provocative. People are going to be very contentious and whatever. Fuck it though. Look at, most people are losers. Why would you listen to like what most people tell you, that don't be selfish, be like a very nice boy, be a nice boy and be a good boy and you'll get like all the stuff you want? Why would, like, look at most people smoke cigarettes, most people are fucking depressed losers. Why would you listen to like what most people my GoPro Hero 9, it got too hot and it turned off anyway, or the battery was low, I don't know. And most people are losers. Most people will tell you that, it's just be nice and you'll get what you want. No, most people, look at most people, they're losers. Don't listen to what most people tell you. I'm telling you, listen to me because I'm exceptional. I'm kind of, obviously, I'm being kind of like satirical. I'm not some type of narcissist. I know I'm not that exceptional, but anyway, but don't listen to what most people tell you. Be selfish. Be selfish. If you're not going to be selfish, you're going to get walked all over. No one's going to remember you. You're not going to be respected. You're not going to get what you want. You're just going to be always like at the back of everything and stuff. No one's going to remember you. Be selfish. Put yourself above other people. Push yourself ahead. Your own mission, purpose, interest, whatever. Get onto that. Put yourself in front of everyone else, and you'll be well off. obviously you're going to be very contentious and you're not going to very want to even agree to what I'm telling you to. You're not going to want to agree to what I'm saying. And that's okay, fair enough. If you don't want to agree to what I'm saying, fair enough, I don't know. If you aren't going to be selfish, you're going to get pushed over, you want to get walked over, you want to, like, other people are going to take what they want from you and stuff. Be selfish. Put yourself in front of everyone else. Make sure you're at the front of the line, so to speak. Don't let your other people push you to the back. That's what's going to happen. You know that's what's going to happen. If you aren't going to be selfish, other people, they're going to push you all the way to the back, and you're not going to get what you want, and you're going to like be cold and angry and hateful, and you don't understand why you don't get what you want. It's because you're a dumbass. It's because you're not selfish. You've been told all your life by all these losers. Most people are losers, let's be honest. We only think about it. Most people, literally, I'm not even kidding, you're going to be very contentious, but most people are literally losers. How do we define like a loser? Look at, like, most people do not get what they want. Most people aren't famous. They're not celebrities. We only focus, like, a lot of us, we always look at like people like Drake, Rihanna, and stuff, these very successful musicians, actors, and singers. We don't think about like most people. Most people are losers. Think about that carefully. Why would you take the advice that most people give you, like, oh, be nice and you'll get what you want, or be like a good boy and do like what all the good boys do and stuff, and you get to the top? No. Most people are losers. Break this type of conditioning away. Be selfish. Your own agenda, purpose, mission, interests. That should be at the front of everything in your life. Nobody should get in the way. Be a good boy, and you get what you want. No, that has never worked out ever in our history. All the good boys, they were just like raped. That's kind of very disgusting. That's very it's kind of disgusting to think about, but actually that is very, very true. If you look at Greco-Roman history, the Greeks and the Romans, they would literally, all the good boys would literally get raped. Pederasty. Look into like the history of pederasty. I'm not going to get into that right now in this video. Look into the history of pederasty. The good boys would always get raped by like the more aggressive men. That's very disgusting to think about indeed. I don't want to really dwell on that too much though. Pushing on, moving forward. Yeah, don't be a good boy. Good boys get raped. I'm not kidding. Good boys, they get pushed to the back of the line. They get raped. Other people take what they want from them. Don't be a good boy or girl. I'm not going to be some type of sexist dickhead. You could be a woman. I don't know. But anyway, everything I'm saying, it's still kind of, if it goes well anyway, with this, like, even if you're a boy or a girl, a man, woman, whatever you got to be selfish. Your own agendas, interests, mission, purpose. Everyone else should be like behind that. You should always try and put yourself at the front of the line. If you don't do this, you're gonna get forgotten about. No one's going to care about you. You're not going to be remembered. Other people, they're just gonna take what they can from you and stuff. And I know it sounds like I'm being some type of dumbass dickhead now, especially if you're like a young man, a young woman. Be selfish. Make sure you get what you want. Make sure you're like in front of the line, so to speak. No one else is like in there before you. You're in front of the line. Nobody's there before you and stuff. If you don't try and get to the front of the line, you're going to get pushed to the back of the line. If good boys get raped, I'm not even kidding you. Look at the history of the Greeks and the Romans. The good boys, they would literally get raped quite maliciously and violently. Don't be a good boy. No, be selfish. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not telling you to be a dickhead. Maybe you can be a dickhead, I don't know. Maybe that might make things better for you, I don't know, if you want to be a dickhead. But the point, everything I'm saying is kind of, it's super accurate and true. Be selfish. If you don't try and get to the front of the line, someone else is going to get there before you, and they're going to take what they can from you and stuff, and you're going to get pushed to the back of the line. If you don't try and get to the front of the line, you're going to get pushed to the back of the line. Other people are going to get in front of you. They're going to take what they want. They're going to take your opportunities away. They're going to take your resources away. They're going to take your purpose, mission, agenda, interests away, and you're going to just be at the back, maybe sucking someone off. I don't know. I'm not even kidding. Look into the history of pederasty. Especially Greco-Roman pederasty, quite very disgusting. The good boys typically would get raped. Very horrific, I don't know. Anyway, be selfish. Your own purpose, mission, agenda, interests, that should come before anyone, anything, any person, any entity. Be selfish. If you look at Genghis Khan, the history of the Mongols, the Mongolians, if they weren't selfish, they would have been conquered by the Chinese or someone else nearby. Genghis Khan would have not even been remembered. Be selfish. I'm kind of dwelling on the same points, but anyway, that's about it. But yeah, be selfish. If you be selfish, or you're going to get walked over, stepped on, and you're probably going to get raped. If you aren't selfish, if you're going to be a good boy and you're not going to be selfish, you're going to get raped. Good boy, girl, whatever you want, good whatever, you're going to get raped if you don't care about yourself and your interests and agenda, mission, and purpose. And you know, that's about it. Be selfish. Don't like be a bitch. Don't let yourself get raped by other people. Life is a competition. Life is a race. The fastest, strongest person is going to win. Be ruthless. Be selfish. Don't be a bitch.